Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of P&P's Den of Antiquities. And today I am excited to announce that we have another chapter in the Star Wars Perspective podcast. Today I'm bringing on one of my good buddies, Oscar. How you doing, man?
Yo, what up?
Yeah, so little funny story. We actually shot this a month ago. And I didn't level the camera right, so my face was cut off for half of it. So we're back redoing it, you know.
Just a little side note.
Yeah, just a little. We'll skip over that. It's okay.
We're slightly practiced.
Yeah. But what got you into Star Wars? We'll start off with that one. Like what movie or
Star Wars. What got me into Star Wars? It was before middle school. It was right before middle school, and it was a friend of mine. He was gonna go watch it. He invited me to go watch it. It was episode 3, and I didn't watch any. I didn't know Star Wars then, and I was like, okay. My brothers, I remember because my family was like, "You're gonna watch Star Wars?" They're like, "Star Wars is huge," and I was like 6 or 7 or something, and I was like, yeah. I was like, it's crazy. And they're like, you should watch episode 1, 2, or whatever. Which I did not end up doing. So I watched episode 3 first. I was like, that's awesome. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah. Started with the best one.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so I was like, it's pretty awesome. And then that same friend for one of my birthdays got me the game of that same episode, right? Episode 3, the game for the Game Boy. Which is
nice.
Maybe one of the best Game Boy games ever, honestly.
Yeah.
So... And then after that, it's like Smokes and Mirrors. After that, I just kind of kept going, watched the other episodes, the other 6 essentially, or the other 5, and then games again. Like Battlefront 2, man, dude. Battlefront. It's all the games. Games is what kept me, is the glue that makes me actually love the franchise so much.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get into that a little later and
go
deep dive into that.
2,
Yeah,
all Lego games.
So if you had to pick one, I guess you kind of answered it a little bit, but one not just I like the movies or the TV shows. If you had to pick one thing that you really love about Star Wars, whether it's lightsabers, the Force, Jedi, Sith games, but what would be your pick for your favorite thing?
I had to pick something, essentially from the universe.
Yeah. What would be for me, mine's the Force. I really like the Force.
It's a simple one, man. You just want to you just want magic powers, man.
Yeah. So yours could be ships. It could be the creatures, whatever you like.
Yeah. Honestly. So if it wouldn't be the Force, because who wouldn't want the Force?
Right,
but honestly, race pods, bro. Can you imagine getting into race pods and being a race pod racer or something?
Oh,
and if not a race pod racer, the VR race pod racer.
Now this is pod racing.
Yeah, just not die,
Yeah.
No, but pod racing is pretty epic, and if you get into the machines and shit, they always look so cool. Honestly, so. Dude,
I wish I hope they either remaster it or make another pod racer game, because I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
So many customization you could do with it.
But if not pod racing, all of the space stuff in general, all the just spaceship, I just want to be a rogue, just have a bunch of engines and whatever, tool, spaceships and whatnot, and just go in space, just do whatever is fun, whatever I want with machinery, man. The machinery in Star Wars universe is great. So.
Sounds like you'd be a smuggler. That sounds like the smuggler's life, on the ship, or a pirate or a bounty hunter.
I feel like I'd want to make my own drones,
that'd be cool.
It'd be very much like the pass your butter but I'd be but I made it, I made that drone.
What is my purpose? You pass butter.
What is my purpose?
Pass the butter. Thank you.
That's butter, and you can speak 7 million languages.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's what I want to. That's what I want to make.
Oh crap, that's funny. So.
And then the Force.
And then the Force, right. It's close second, right after.
Exactly.
So if you had to rank your movies, what would you rank? You don't have to include Rogue One and Solo if you don't want to.
Yeah.
You can just do the main trilogy. You can do it from worst movie, in your opinion, to best movie in your opinion, or best movie to worst movie. It's up to you.
Episode 3 is first for me. It's also because it's obviously the one that introduced me, so it's it's an easy pick, but
no complaints here, dude. I got
it's just epic.
Dude,
come on. You got Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah.
It's freaking epic. Like it's great. So I'm gonna put episode 3 first.
I feel
and then
you.
episode.
So
5.
hold on, real quick, before we go on to the next one. So besides like obviously this being the first one, like what's your probably if you had to pick like one thing from episode 3, like what would be like the one thing that like you clutch to and like why it would be like your favorite essentially?
So what part? Well,
So like for instance, like you could like
the final scene
Yeah.
on the magma, man, when he's dancing on some fucking drone. It's just like throwing swords at. It's crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
Okay.
And obviously it's using the force. It's just
Yeah,
it's
that's pretty
really
cool.
epic. But also I would say like the Mace Windu fight's pretty cool too. It's a
Oh,
little,
with
like,
Palpatine? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it gets cut short and you're like, oh, it's like an epic fight.
Yeah.
And then it's just like you're like, wow, Mace Windu just got.
So I'm curious to see if you have an opinion on this, because some people there's like a big speculation on whether Palpatine threw the fight with Mace Windu because he sensed Anakin coming, so he's like, oh, I can manipulate Anakin into killing Mace Windu. Do you
Right.
think he threw the fight, or do you think Mace beat him?
Okay. So
There's there's no right or wrong.
Wait, are you suggesting like basically Palpatine like saved him because he was gonna potentially lose the fight?
No, so what I'm saying is like, so Palpatine sensed that Anakin was coming, right? Like coming to like you see him like leave the Jedi Temple.
Oh, so when he was fighting before he didn't need to be saved by Anakin, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Do you think he threw the fight potentially to like turn Anakin to the dark side,
To,
or do you
to
think?
have Anakin come, like that was like the final plan. Well, actually, that does make sense, right? Because I mean, he is manipulating Anakin the whole time, and it would be a good way to like to do the final,
like the little push,
final,
like nudge,
because you're
yeah.
making him kill a Jedi in front of him. You know, it's like okay, do you accept what I'm gonna do? Yeah, what I'm gonna teach you, and he's like, yes. It's like, I feel like yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious because like some people say like no, Mace like definitely beat him, and then some people are like no, Palpatine's like the evil wizard who like planned all of this all along, you know?
Yeah, like I think it's possible. I mean, but hey, listen, Mace Windu is a badass, you know. Like, it's not getting wrong. But is he a badass enough to be able to corner? Did Anakin need to save the Emperor? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
So my next question is, do you think Mace survived that fall? Because there's there's nothing yet that says whether he survived yet. Like
that's
we just
true.
assume
So
that
he
he's
could.
dead. Yeah, and
that's true.
like
We do just assume he's dead.
because the Emperor has zapped people. He zaps Luke, and Luke has been fine. I'm trying to think who else he's zapped. He zaps Maul in the Clone Wars TV show, and Maul's fine. And Jedi
He didn't die from the zap, right? He would have died from the fall.
Yeah, and then
We've seen people fall.
Yeah, we've seen Jedi
and
fall
not
from
die.
higher. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a Jedi, so like.
Yeah, he could just grab onto something. yeah, that's true. I don't know.
I mean, it would be a lot because he got zapped, he got his hand chopped off, and pushed out the window. So like, it is a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It is. Seems a little sketchy. Seems a little funky. What is it?
It seems a little shady. It seems a little foggy.
Yeah, but hey, we've seen them come back from worse. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think.
What would you say if you had to put the stamp of approval? Would you be like dead or alive?
Because to me, he always died. So to me, he's dead. Now that you're bringing it up and you're trying to trip me up, bro. But like, I'm like, I just want him to live, you know? No, I think he probably died from that. Like you said, it's just too much combo, man.
Yeah, it's too much.
Too many times.
Fair enough. All right, so you said Empire. You were gonna you were leading into Empire.
Yeah, so I was gonna say 5, right? So I think the Hoth episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. That's probably my second pick.
It's a great one.
It's like, yeah, I mean, Hoth is freaking awesome. Like, I love Hoth, and I love the whole that movie is great in general.
The thing
sorry.
No, I was just gonna say the thing I really like about that movie is that in the end of that movie, the heroes lose.
Yeah, it's cool.
You know?
It's interesting. Yeah, it's the Empire Strikes Back, right?
Yeah,
like it's like it's actually like, well, it's good because it's not always like the winners win, right? You know, like, it's not always that. Like,
Well, it's like the flip of a coin, because like in the first one they win, they blow up the Death Star, and then like Vader just like goes twirling into space, and then the second one,
and that's kind of what makes it epic, isn't it? Like, you know, you're kind of like, because I guess you see the first one, and then you see that they win, and then, you know, the easy thing would be, oh, you know, Jedis are awesome, they always win. You know what I mean? Like they keep winning against them, but like it's kind of cool that they're like, no, like it's this universe. Like, there's two forces. There's multiple. Like there's this. They're actually like crazy strong.
Yeah, it's good and evil, man. Sometimes evil wins. Sometimes the good guys win. It just depends.
Yeah.
But okay,
and then it sets you up for the third movie, and it's kind of like it's a toss up now. Like,
yeah,
we saw one of each. Like, but you kind of expect.
Yeah, for sure. So, did you have anything else to add for Empire, or did you want to move on to the third one?
I feel like I'll just move on. I feel like, again, I mean, if you want to remind me of some of the scenes, I know that I know it happens in Hoth, but what are the other happenings outside of Hoth?
So basically, they go to Hoth, and Luke goes to Dagobah. Hoth is epic with the ships and shit. Oh, there's Dagobah in the fifth movie? Yeah. So he goes to Dagobah and trains with Yoda. That's the one where he's like, Yoda's like, do or do not.
In the fifth movie?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, wait. That's freaking great. I thought that was in the sixth movie. I'm a fool. I thought the sixth movie had that and then...
Well, he does go back to Dagobah in the sixth movie, too.
Okay, so wait. In the sixth movie, that's when Yoda's old, right?
Yeah, that's when Yoda dies. Yeah,
right. And then in the fifth movie, that's when he's younger then?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the time hop between the two, but like, yeah, he's like older in the sixth one.
When 900 years old you reach, look as good you are not.
So and he trains Luke in Empire.
So he lands in Dagobah in the fifth one, but he leaves Dagobah in the sixth one.
No, so he goes to Luke goes to Cloud City to rescue like Han and Leia because Lando turns them over to the Empire. And then Han gets frozen in carbonite and stuff like that, and then Luke gets his hand cut off.
Oh, that's the fifth one.
Yeah. All that's the fifth one. It's great. Yeah,
nice. The fifth one's like recalling me. I'm like realizing how much like I don't remember enough of all the movies, per se. I feel like technically the freshest ones to me are still the newer ones, which
the sequels or the prequels.
Like episode 7, 8.
Yeah, so sequels. Okay, cool.
Because I didn't see 9. So
right.
Yeah.
So that's your second one. So what would be your third pick?
So third pick is episode 6.
That's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's with the Ewoks, right?
Yeah, that's with the Ewoks.
Right. Okay, right. So
with little
Ewoks,
Yub Nub on the speeder. You can see him right there.
Yeah, dude,
on the speeder.
I love it, dude. I want to ride a speeder, man, so bad.
Oh,
Every
dude,
time
cool.
I use one of those in Battlefront 2,
oh, they're great.
I'd feel so epic. I'd love using those, even though they're not even good. It'd just be like the means of like going somewhere. It's just I feel epic on one. It's like a flying motorcycle.
Yeah, it was cool. So the guy that I bought my e-bike from, he turned his e-bike into a speeder. So he like built like a kit for it, and it was like cool. So it looked like he was like riding it on a speeder.
That's cool.
And I was like, that's like the coolest thing, man.
Another thing I really liked was the freaking Legos, dude. I had a Lego of the speeders and like a Lego of a couple of the Yavin 4? Is that no? That's not Utapau. Is that where the Ewoks are? Utapau?
No. So Yavin is the rebel base. Ewoks are on Endor, which is the forest planet.
That's right. Okay. So Endor, I had another. What was it? I had another thing from Endor that was Lego, and then I had the one that dropped. Dude, what's AT? No. Okay, on Geonosis. On Geonosis, you have the spider ball.
Oh, you're talking about with the two wheels? The two wheels?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's the big spider ball, like, and it's like...
Oh, it has the long legs?
Yeah, and then against it, on the other side, is like a 6 or 8-legged machine on the...
I know what you're talking, dude. I'm really bad with vehicles. I know...
Well, that one gets dropped by another rebel ship, right? It gets literally dropped like on episode 2.
Oh, you're talking about the circles that fall in episode 2, like when the gunship's shooting down.
On episode 2, at the very in the final battle of episode 2, right? There's like these big ships that come and like pick up a bunch of people and like drop off a bunch of people to fight.
Are you talking about for the Republic?
Yeah, for the Republic.
So those are LAATs.
Right. Those drop off these other big things, right?
Yeah.
I had the Lego combo of those that could actually grab like.
Okay. So my bad. I thought you were talking about on the Separatist side. I forget what those are like AAATs or something like. It's something crazy that, all terrain.
Yeah.
But those are sick. Yeah.
The fact that the Legos were both like epic and that they actually could like work together. I thought that was really epic.
Yeah, that's dope.
Legos were like Lego Star Wars is one of the coolest things.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was your third one. What would be your fourth favorite?
All right, fourth favorite, and this is I feel like I wanted to say episode 4, but I think I prefer episode 2. Just it's a little slow at the beginning, but I feel like episode 2 towards the end really picks up and it's really cool.
Yeah.
And you get to see Count Dooku, and I like his fighting style a lot.
Oh yeah, the fencing.
Yeah, man. In that fight, he had like when he uses the like that. I don't know, man. That fight at the end with Count Dooku is pretty epic.
Dude,
so I really like.
I saw that in like I think like 3rd grade, and it blew my mind, dude. I saw like Yoda hopping around, and like I was like literally my head was just like
what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just good Star Wars, you know.
Yeah.
It's very much towards the end, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's what.
So pretty much like when they start to go to Geonosis is when the movie really starts to pick up.
What happens before? What's the first half?
So the first half is literally just politics. So Padme is like basically speaking out against this bill. I can't remember exactly what the bill was on top of my head, but Palpatine sends Dooku, and Dooku sends Jango Fett, and then Jango Fett sends like the chick that changes, the Changeling, to assassinate Padme, and then Padme has to be taken.
Yeah,
she has to be taken off world, and then Obi-Wan tries to go find Jango Fett, and then that's how he figures out about the clone army and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I remember this. Okay.
But yeah,
it's good refreshers. I need these little refreshers.
Yeah. Of course. Hey, dude, I'm your walking encyclopedia,
perfect,
so I got you.
Perfect. I need it.
But yeah, so the first half is kind of it's boring, but it's needed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like for storytelling, it's necessary, and exactly.
Well, also too, like they had to set up Anakin and Padme's relationship for episode 3, you know, to make it.
And that's why it's not the highest on the list. I think it's just because the pace of the movie is like not as consistent as the other ones. Where like episode 3, I feel like I feel pretty thrilled in episode 3.
Yeah.
So like
honestly, I mean that's still pretty high. That's like your 4th one. I mean that's still pretty up there.
Okay, but here's the thing. For me, there's really the top 6, you know, and then there's the other.
Yeah, for sure. Fair enough.
That's my point of view.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that have the same opinions. So a lot of people don't have that opinion, though, you know.
Well, that's what I like. That's why the whole point of this podcast is just like everybody's different opinions, you know. Because like I like the fact that everybody, like, some people really like the prequels, some people really like there's people who only like the originals, and everything else is garbage. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
I'm not like that far because I do enjoy the newer movies.
Oh,
but,
same.
You know, they're not canon. I don't like them as much. Yeah. And here's my thing is like when it comes to, and you know, we're not there in the list, but when it comes to the like episode 7 and 8, or just all the newer Star Wars movies, right? Like, I don't like episode 7 and 8 as much. I love Rogue One. I liked Han Solo.
Yeah,
I like those other ones, you know, when they branch off in the storylines and shit. Like Rogue One, the fact that it covers, you know, like between
a sliver,
3 and 4, right?
like a sliver of time.
It's like such a great sliver to know about. You know, it's perfect. Like it's smart. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Like if I had to put, oh wow, honestly,
you can throw them in there if you want to.
If I had to put Rogue One, I'd probably put it before episode 2, right? I'd probably put it. I think I put Rogue One in 4th, and then episode 2 in 5th.
Okay.
If I included Rogue One, I wouldn't put Han Solo that high.
So, but going back then, we'll since you already said your 5th one, going back to Rogue One, what was like a thing that stuck out to you about Rogue One? Like why did that one speak to you? Maybe even more than like the sequels. Like why did that one?
So one thing that I thought was okay. So this is not a really good reason, but there's one thing about Rogue One that I remember, and I thought that the fact that you don't really see lightsabers, and you're just in Star Wars, like you're just in the universe, right? And you're seeing one portion, you know, like one small portion, but one very crucial because it's like the way they found the plans, right?
Yeah, the Death Star plans.
Right, it's the way they found the Death Star plans, which is epic because episode 4 is literally that.
It leads right into it. Yeah,
it's so cool. Like, and you know, and you get to see at the end like how scary Darth Vader, like,
dude, that hallway scene, like he gives no fucks.
You're just like, okay.
This is why you don't mess with Darth Vader. Yeah,
he was evading. Yeah, and it's also cool because you get to see how the rebels aren't all that good. Yeah, like it's
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
sketch too, which is normal. Like they had to do sketchy things too, but it's kind of cool. Like I think you get to see a lot of the nitty gritty of the universe.
Well, that's why I'm excited. Another thing is like before I go into that point, I think a lot of people actually feel the same way that you do about it. Like it's cool for once that you actually don't see lightsabers.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people liked that aspect about it because like they brought Vader in and like
because that's not what Star Wars
2 seconds
is.
of the movie.
Star Wars isn't just lightsabers, and I think sometimes it's easy to when you hear Star Wars to be like, okay, lightsabers. And it's like, yeah, but like
there's more.
It's a whole universe, Like lightsabers is just like, well, the coolest weapon ever.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
But aside from that, there's much more like to the universe. So I thought it was pretty cool.
And I'm really excited for you mentioned like it being gritty, and that was one thing that like I'm all for gritty Star Wars. Like that's like my like. Love.
Well, that's why Han Solo was pretty cool too. Han Solo like really like especially at the beginning. That like Han Solo's like you're in the war. Like you're like.
Oh yeah.
The thick of it was ugly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like.
But that's why I'm excited for the Cassian show. So I don't know if you know that they're doing a Cassian Andor show, which he was like the rebel that like shot the dude at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, wait, which one movie? Okay.
Rogue One. He's like the Hispanic guy that's with K2SO.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, he's like the main rebel.
So he's gonna have his own movie.
No, so he's having his own TV show.
Series.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like I think it's like on Disney Plus.
Publicity right now. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll use your codes.
Yeah. You know how it goes. So you help me with Hulu, I help you with Disney Plus. So that's what bros are for. But and allegedly Disney Plus and Hulu. If you heard that,
I have 2 accounts.
Yeah. I just have an account that's named Oscar. Like, I like to go by Oscar sometimes. Sue me.
Judge me. What the hell?
Okay, so
I don't want to be on the grid.
So we have that was your 4th one. Then you did 5th one as episode 2.
Right, is episode 2,
and then
I guess.
your 6th one.
So now we're going to go to 6, I guess. And so that for me, I'll pick episode 4 now. So episode 4 is your class. It's your bread and butter.
Yeah,
it's your bread and butter. It's great. I would say though that of course. And it's because it's the first one that was made. It's a little harder to watch. Like it's not harder to watch. Listen, it's great. I could, start.
It's good for being made in '77.
Exactly.
No,
I'm not trying to exactly.
Which leads me into another point. How would you feel personally if they went? So George Lucas is notorious for going back and re-editing scenes and adding more stuff to his original vision. How would you feel if Disney went back and so for instance the fight between Obi-Wan and Vader? It's really slow and it's not very choreographed. How would you feel if they went back and reshot it and made it super epic? Would you be for it or against it? You'd still have the original.
Okay, right. Okay, yeah. Well,
but they would have the remastered version as well.
All right. Okay. So it'd be a remastered version. Well, it depends on how much if they're just making the Obi-Wan stuff. The thing is, it depends on how much they remaster. I feel like it would be cool, and it depends on how heavy the effects are. Because I think that if you remaster that movie, you're gonna need to not overdo it, Star Wars it. Listen, don't start doing Super Ninja stuff, because especially because those two didn't even have those fight styles.
Right. Have you seen the I forget the YouTuber who did it. They actually reshot that scene on YouTube. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I have seen it. Honestly, I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? Oh, okay. Because I was what if they did something like that? That's what I was gonna say.
Right. Yeah. Because if I recall correctly, but maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I remember what we watched. It was the one, but that was just that one thing that was redone. I think on Real, and it was just a ship.
Yeah. No, this is actually shot they filmed it. It's a fan film almost.
Yeah, I think I have seen it, and I think I just remember. And I think that I remember thinking the super effects were a little
too much, a little extra.
Yeah, a little cliche, not cliche. Yeah, a little overdone, maybe a little overdone. Yeah, but it could be done. It could be done really well. So I think it could be redone super cool. Depends on how.
I think it would piss a lot of people off. Yeah,
it would piss off a lot of people. I wouldn't be someone that's how dare you? I'd be it's okay. But but it is dangerous. I mean, some games get remastered and they get a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes
it's not the best translation.
It just depends on how much you change, really.
All right.
They really keep it integral. Sorry, go for it.
Oh no. I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you have more to say?
No, I was just gonna, if they keep, the core, like everything pretty integral, and they just kind of up the kind of visual aspects, and stuff like that, then I think we're good. But if they start like changing outfits and whatnot, or like going way too far, like overextending things to where you're gonna start getting confused, like that's bad.
Yeah, I think honestly, if they were gonna redo it, it would just need to be like the intensity, because it's not too many years after Revenge of the Sith. I think it's like, I want to say it's like 20 or something like that, because I think Luke's like in his early 20s, at the start of A New Hope. So I think it's like 20 years. So like, while they wouldn't have the exact same intensity as Revenge of the Sith, it would still probably be in that ballpark, But okay, so you got that was 6. So what is your 7th pick?
So now I'm gonna pick episode 1, and episode 1 has the pod racing. So it hurts me to put it so low, because dude, I love the pod racing thing,
sick.
man. Like, but aside from the pod racing, episode 1 doesn't have too much going on for itself. I mean, actually, it does have. Is episode 1 where it has Darth Maul, or is it episode 2? Okay, so it does have Darth Maul. So I take it back. It does have Darth Maul, and that's at the very, very beginning, right? That's with Obi-Wan and. So
what
his master is. Right?
He comes in like, so basically, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan come in, and they're supposed to basically talk to the Trade Federation, because they put a boycott around, like a blockade around Naboo. And then Obi-Wan's like, I sense a dark presence or something like that. And that's where like the Emperor and Maul come in. And then Maul's like in the later half of the film. Like he like attacks like Qui-Gon when they're leaving to go to, I want to say go to Coruscant. Yeah, when they go to Coruscant. And then he shows up again at the end of the movie.
Pod racing's at the beginning?
Pod racing's towards the middle, because they have to go to meet Anakin. Right. And Anakin's the one that races in the pod. So.
And so it's, okay, pod racing's in the middle. And then after that, you have Darth Maul.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So those are the two things. So I mean, but episode 1 is really cool. But like, it's, I guess, yeah. Now that I think about it, for some reason I remembered the Darth Maul scene, I guess, being at the very beginning of episode 2. But it's in episode 1.
Yeah. It's episode, because he gets cut in half at the end of 1.
Yeah, dude, and that whole scene is actually pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The whole Darth Maul thing is actually pretty cool.
Well, that's what's crazy, because they brought him back in the Clone Wars TV show. Like he comes back, and you're like, my mind was, because Maul's one of my favorite characters. My mind was like blown.
Yeah. Dude,
I was like, what?
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Episode 1's pretty good. Honestly, I do really feel that the prequels are like underrated. I think they're
for
really
sure.
Good. I feel like, man, it's too hard to fucking
make
a proper order in these movies. I'm just like, actually, let me scuffle this around. Number 2 is second. Number 3. It's like,
have you ever hopped into the arcade that's the pod racer, where like you're actually in the pod racer and you can like move the dude? All right, next time like we hang out or something like that, go somewhere, I gotta take you like Main Event or someplace that has it, because you can hop in the pod racer and like you move like this with the pod.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. But all right, so that was your 7th. What would be your 8th?
All right, so now it's 7 and 8 in that order.
And that's before Solo too, right?
Oh no, well,
because you got Solo in the sequels now.
Oh shoot. No, I was just including Rogue One, man. Han Solo.
I didn't sign up for this.
Han Solo going. Damn it. Well, Han Solo was. Shoot.
Threw a little curveball at you.
Yeah. Han Solo, I do think I liked more than episode 7 and 8. My problem is like, so episode 8. And now where I'm going completely not in the order at all, right? But episode 8, I only really like the very end.
Okay.
And there are parts in the middle, like at least visually, that are really cool, but like.
So would you put Solo before? You don't even have to. Would you put Solo before the sequels, or would you put Solo like somewhere in the middle? Because you basically have Solo.
I think I do. I'm changing this.
Yeah, Solo, Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and then
after
Rise of
episode
Skywalker.
1 is Han Solo.
Okay, so you got Solo after that. Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you like about Solo? Like, what pulled you to Solo? You just said like the grittiness of like showing him in like war and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of showing like it's another like seeing another side of the universe that like isn't presented in that way, because you're kind of seeing you're just not you always see it based off of these big factions, they're always seeing the universe off of like the Republic, the CIS, you know, and these huge things, and there's Jedi's and there's a bunch of important people. But this is one dude just being like this rogue kind of like whatever, you know, like Robert guy, you know. It reminds me of Firefly, right? Like Firefly.
Okay. Yeah, I still haven't watched that yet. I need to watch it.
Man, I think you'd love Firefly, dude.
Yeah.
You need to watch it.
A lot of people like it. Yeah, a lot of people like it.
A little outdated, but it's still a good watch, man. It's awesome. I love it. But you know, Firefly is also kind of like, you know, they just kind of rob and shit. But like, they're not like robbing like to be bad people. It's just their job, you know. And that's kind of how what you're feeling with this. It's like kind of like they're not trying to be dicks. It's just like that's.
Well, they're robbing the Empire, so it's like essentially a heist
exactly.
movie,
And in the end, they rob exactly, and it's kind of the same thing, and like exactly. So, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay, cool. Man.
The thing is, they show like this mythical story, right? They what's like the very end? They do this epic thing, like they get out of something.
So
it's like the crazy story that him and shoot, what's the
Dryden?
again?
Oh wait, no, you're talking about Lando?
Yeah, like Lando never believed him, right? That he did, like he took the ship through something. I forgot who because they go through some crazy thing at the end, right?
Oh, the Kessel Run?
Yeah, the Kessel Run, exactly.
Yeah.
But wasn't the Kessel Run like a whole myth? Like, no one knew if the Kessel Run happened. You know what I mean?
No, so the Kessel Run was like supposed to be like there's like you can only go through like the maelstrom, or like that's what they call it, and it's basically like there's a big tunnel that you like go through, and like everything around it is like asteroids and space creatures and stuff like that, and like I think there's like a certain amount of time that it takes to get through it, and he beat that time by going through it instead of going like in the tunnel. Right. And that was like the thing, and so that's why he's like famous, because he like made the Kessel Run in like 12 parsecs instead of like the 20 that it normally takes to do it, you know. So he's
but
like, that's like his
a verified run, you know what I mean? Because I thought there was like a whole like it was never proven that he did it, you know what I mean? Like it was just kind of like this said thing.
I just think people were just like the old movies, they're like, okay, cool, you know, like he's like okay. They kind of just rolled their eyes like, I don't
because they end up showing it, you know, it, which is cool. Like it's pretty epic. So.
Yeah. I agree.
So yeah, probably Han Solo, definitely before episode 7 and 8, and I think. Yeah, I do episode 7 and episode 8.
Okay. What did you like about Force Awakens?
Aside from the special effects, because you know, obviously they're really good.
Oh, the new movies, I will say that like hands down, like whatever you say about the new movies, whatever you say, but you can't deny the how awesome like like how far technology has come. Yeah, since the prequels.
And that's the thing but that's my one problem is that the thing is, I don't want the movies to rely solely on that. And to me, personally, it felt a little bit that 7 and 8, you know, they were kind of like that to me. But I don't know, like, especially 8. 8 for me was just a big orgasm of special effects and explosions.
Right.
It's like, okay, but like, if we're just watching explosions, I'm just like, it's not like, I don't know, you know, like, I think 8 has an atrocious scene, and that's why it's even lower than 7, because it has that scene in the red room, and it's just...
Yeah.
Hard to watch,
okay, so for that I don't. How I go into that one is like you can't analyze that scene. Like you just have to go in and like watch it and have fun with it. Because if you start analyzing
play your own Mario music over it.
Because like the scenes, the setup in the scene is really cool. Like the guards are cool. Like the throne room scene.
It should have been the best scene. It should have been one of the most.
If you just kind of have fun with it and don't look at the fact that like some of the guards are like back spinning when they don't have to backspin, and like some of their weapons are like they have 2 weapons and then they only have like 1 weapon. Like if you don't analyze that stuff, it's like a good scene.
No. If you don't look at it too hard, it's not like it's gonna ruin the movie experience. So I hear what you're saying. It's not, but I do feel that scene should have been good and it wasn't.
Yeah, I think they just hired the wrong choreographer for that.
Yeah, or maybe they didn't have enough rehearsal, or I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But again, like 8 and 7, I don't know. You know, I think there's a lot going on in those stories, and you can tell that Disney is like trying to incorporate a lot of like things, and it's.
But
I think it's a little much, but you know.
To be fair, dude, George Lucas is probably one of the greatest storytellers of like our time, like of like the like the 70s.
It's like matching its stuff,
and it's like as much as I want to give Disney crap, at the same time, like how do you prepare for that? Like, how do you bring in other people for that?
Yeah,
And
if you look at
I just don't think they were ready. Like, I think they thought they knew what was going on, and then they realized quickly.
That big, the expectation is through the roof, right? So we expect the best and the best, and so obviously anything is like we're like, oh, okay, but yeah. But to me, it felt a little blockbustery, and but I guess it had to be, it had to be kind of that way. I guess I hear what you're saying. Like, it's kind of hard to match up to that.
The one thing I do praise the prequels for too, and it's something that I had problems with in the sequel, or not sequels. Sorry, one thing I praise the sequels for that the prequels didn't have is the prequels were just like straight up CGI, like everything was blue screen, green screen, and the thing I like about the sequels is they bought a lot of the puppets back. Yeah, like a lot of like the robotics and animatronics and stuff like that.
Smart for sure.
And that definitely, to me, that's a part of Star Wars. Like that's like a part of like.
I think my favorite thing, like you said, I think my favorite thing about 7 and 8, those movies is the environment is very Star Wars. Like, Star Wars is looking so good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like that's really doing justice to what Star Wars feels and looks like, and I think that's like one of the best things because like. For sure, the ships are so improved. The special effects, of course, are improved. But like the ship designs, the armor designs, like you go look back at the first like movies, and they're clearly like plastic boys just moving around.
Yeah. You can see like their armor shifting and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's like, oh boy, man, like
all the 70s.
And now you see the like the high quality like
first orders.
The high quality stormtrooper looks pretty cool. Like kind of stuff. I do really like that.
And then the final one, I guess, would be 9 because you hadn't seen it, so that'd be.
I haven't seen it yet, so it's hard to classify it. From what I hear, it's okay. I probably would be classifying it pretty well.
Yeah. So 9 for me personally is like Last Jedi is the lowest on mine.
8.
Yeah. Then that's 8, just because like Luke is my favorite character, and like while I see like. Why they went that way with Luke, I personally don't agree with it, and like that's not like how I saw
the
Luke.
Way being killing him off, or
well, that one I don't think he should have died, and 2 I don't think Luke was never built. I mean, I understand there's character arcs and characters go through change and evolution and stuff like that, but to me, Luke was never this grumpy old dude who wanted the Jedi to end and like. Was like basically screw everybody. I'm gonna leave my sister in disarray. I'm gonna like leave Ben and I'm gonna kill Ben because he's having a bad dream. Jedi. He was a Jedi and he had courage.
He's a proud Jedi, yeah.
Yeah, and like that was never Luke's. Like Luke would have. And this is.
You feel like they kind of screwed his point of view. Over
and like I said, this doesn't take away from anybody else's. Like this is just my personal like my headcanon of Luke.
Right. For sure.
Like I'm not trying to crap because I know a lot of people do like the sequel, so I'm not trying to crap on them or anything. It's my version of Luke wouldn't have done that. He would have been he would have gone on that island to like search for answers or something like that, or be like, hey, where did I go wrong? Or he wouldn't go there.
I agree. I don't feel like Luke never, especially in the 4, 5, 6, never feels like a quitter. You know what I mean? Like he feels like he's always looking for a solution and wants to like fight. Obviously. Yeah. So it is kind of weird, I guess, to see him in that way. I guess it's old age, man.
Yeah, I guess so. Like I said, I understand that characters go through change, and like him having his Jedi Order destroyed was probably like a massive blow to him, right? Because that's what you see in Episode 8 is that Ben destroys the Jedi Temple, which apparently in a comic book he doesn't even destroy the temple. The temple gets hit by like lightning or something like that and explodes. It's super crazy, but But yeah, it just wasn't my personal favorite. But like I don't want to like I said take that away from anybody because I'm not that type of person where being like no you're wrong because that's how you see Luke like I don't try to be like that. But yeah that's all the movie rankings. Okay, cool. I know you haven't seen all the TV shows, but I know you have seen the Mandalorian. What did you think of the Mandalorian?
So actually, the Mandalorian I've only seen the second season.
Oh, so you only watched the second season? The second season is pretty awesome, though.
Yeah, it's epic. I loved it. It was kind of dumb. I got filled in on most of what happened during the first season. And, I feel like it sounds like a lot more happened in the second season almost.
For sure. Yeah, I like the second season better, personally.
Yeah, second season was crazy, man. Like, I really liked it. It's funny seeing Bill Burr because that's.
Oh yeah, he craps on
Dude,
Star Wars all the time.
So, yeah, I know, it's so funny.
And he's actually a good character. That's the thing.
He's
It's just like, yeah, his character. He like snipes that like barrel at the end, and it blows up.
When they infiltrate and shit, it's great. That's epic. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
it's so cool.
Mandalorian's cool. I like it a lot.
Well, there's like a lot of little subtle things, like when they're all.
Is he not going to be the main character of the 3rd season?
Who, the Mandalorian?
Yeah.
We don't know yet. He's gonna be in it, so I don't know. They could do.
Yeah.
They were rumoring that they could do some sort of like Game of Thrones style thing. So you know how like Game of Thrones never centered on like one person. It was always like a group of people.
That's cool.
So it could be something like that. Honestly, I hope we get Luke and Grogu. I want to see Luke train Grogu so bad. I think that's so cool.
Oh, because that's what you. Yeah. That's like one of the rumors. I thought it was supposed to be the chick with the white lightsaber. Which, by the way, a white lightsaber is awesome.
Oh yeah. So a funny little tidbit about that. So that's Ahsoka. She's from the Clone Wars. And how she got those. So she took those from what's called Inquisitors, which were basically like Vader's henchmen. Right. Like they were fallen Jedi that got turned to the dark side. I think they all die out before A New Hope, but she stole the crystals from Inquisitors, and what Sith have to do is Sith have to what it's called bleeding their crystal. So they put like their anger and hatred into the crystal, and the crystal bleeds, and that's why their sabers are red. And then a Jedi can purify them, but they're colorless when they are purified, so that's why they're white.
Interesting. So she got the red.
Yeah, and she purified them.
Of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Dude, that's epic.
Yeah.
I want to purify crystal.
Yeah, I know.
Gimme.
Ahsoka's awesome, but I don't know. I mean, I would love to see. Ahsoka's getting her own show too. She's getting like her own spin-off show as well. But
cool.
they just released a poster, which I don't know why they released this poster because that's a pretty big detail. But they released a poster of like Grogu's gonna have a yellow lightsaber.
Oh, okay.
So he's like using the Force, and like all the lightsaber parts are floating, and there's like a yellow crystal like in the lightsaber, and then like Luke standing behind him.
And why is it a big deal that it's a yellow lightsaber?
Well, we haven't seen it. Rey had one, but we saw her for like 2 seconds.
Oh, you just mean that like they revealed the color? Like,
yeah, they revealed.
Like a cool reveal.
I think it would have been a cool surprise to see that in the show.
Yeah,
personally,
sure.
I mean, I'm not like butthurt about it because it's also cool to know that he has one.
Yeah, now you know, right? Yeah.
But no, I'm excited for all the new
It's
show.
annoying when a trailer or something like spoils like a cool reveal moment in the movie. You know?
Dude, my biggest one was, and I know it's Fast and the Furious, but I like those movies. It's like my guilty pleasure movies. And then the trailer, they revealed that Han, like he's like the Asian guy in like Tokyo Drift. So he supposedly dies in Tokyo Drift. And then in the trailer, they revealed that he's alive. I'm like, why wouldn't you save that for the movie, dude? That's my little Fast and the Furious. It doesn't matter. It's Fast and the Furious. It's not for story. It's just entertainment. But like, I was a little butthurt. I was like, you know. But okay. So I'm gonna go. I'm coining this. I didn't coin it last time that we did the podcast. So I'm coining it this time. I'm calling this segment Mynonk Minutes. And Mynonks are like little creatures that like they like live in like the caves and stuff like that, and they like feed on like energy. They're actually in Empire Strikes Back when they're in the worm, and like Han Solo shoots them, and then they figure out they're in the worm, you know, because they're But it's Mynonk Minutes. That's a long tangent. And essentially, I'm just gonna rapid fire ask you some questions. I say rapid fire. You can take as long as you like to answer them. But they're just like shorter questions of like what's
sex,
money. Now that I have your attention.
Excuse me, everyone. Sex! Now that I have your attention.
You don't have our attention.
Money!
I'm listening.
You had me at sex.
It's like you're just shouting random things, Michael. I gotta add that little clip in there now. So if you were in the Star Wars universe, like not like a main character, but who would you be? Would you be a Jedi? Would you be a Sith? Would you be a Mandalorian, a smuggler, a bounty hunter? Like what would you be?
I would be the tech guy with making droids. But what did you say that would be?
I said the closest one to that one would be a smuggler, I think.
A smuggler, right? Okay,
Yeah.
So what is a smuggler's job?
Han Solo.
Usually?
Han Solo. So smuggler.
Oh, dude, of course. Okay, I'm a smuggler. There you go. We're done. No questions asked.
There you
That's
go.
easy.
There you go. Okay, so if you had to pick a master whether it be Jedi or Sith, who would you want to be taught by?
I remember saying Dooku, right?
Oh, that would be a good one.
Yeah. I mean, it would be. I just like his fighting style, and I feel like he seems like he'd be like the worst. You'd want to kill him.
Well, because like he trained Ventress, and Ventress was like OG. Like she's in the Clone Wars. She's like a bald, like really pale chick when she has double lightsabers.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Okay, interesting. Yeah, she's like really strong too.
Yeah, so she's like really, and she's trained by him. So I feel like I mean, before he left the Jedi, he was like among like the greats. Like he was up there with like
Count
Yoda.
Dooku would make you like be perfect at honing your skill. He'd be like, this is your skill. Be 20 million times better than everyone else. Like, that's it, you know?
Or you'll get the lightning.
Right. Like, if your skill doesn't work, just zap them.
Or he'll zap you for not doing it right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But if it wasn't him though, and if I had to pick on the Jedi side, I think it'd be Mace Windu, because I feel like Mace Windu would not. Dude, he'd be such a hard ass, and he'd make sure he would make sure you do your shit. Like,
well, his fighting style is cool. His fighting style is called Vapod, which essentially there's like 7 forms of like the Jedi fighting style. For sure. And his is called Vapod, and what it does is it channels the dark side energy from the dark side user, and it uses it back to them. But it's real tricky because you yourself put yourself at risk to falling to the dark side. So like,
okay, I think that I like that. It's like Rex from Risk of Rain, dude.
Yeah. So
yeah, dude.
So you put yourself at risk.
Mace Windu, good choice. See, I have like intuition about this stuff.
Okay, if you had
Mace Windu from that side.
If you had a lightsaber, what color would it be, and what style would you have? Would you have a double blade? Would you have 2? Would you have the curved like Dooku? Would you have like a pike? Like, what would you have?
Dude, now that I understand a little bit more, I think I know what first of all, I'd have like a duel, right?
You have 2?
I have 2, but do you have 2 that can detach?
Yeah, so actually in the video,
that's what I want.
the video game Fallen Order, Cal Kestis, he has his lightsaber, so he can fight double, and then he can also take them apart and fight.
Okay, that's what I want.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
That, because I feel like I would actually want a dual blade more often than not, but then I could swap it up, you know, if I need to swap up my fighting style, or maybe like if you know, because I'm guessing that if you combine them, you can do a much bigger shield around you when you flip it. So like as a defensive stance or something, it'd be really useful. So I would want to have 2. I would want them to connect into a double, you know, one, and then I'd have a purple one and a white one. Now that I know you can have a white one, it's like
so you'd have 2 different colors.
A white one. Huh?
You'd have 2 different colors.
Yeah,
that's
which
possible.
maybe it looks a little weird, you know, when you flip it around, but it's fine, because I think that I would probably have them dual wielding, so dual wielding would look cool.
Well, because you could definitely do that, because you can because you need 2 crystals to power. If you have 2, you need a crystal for one and a crystal for the other.
Oh, nice. So you can have a double. Oh, because does that mean that that Darth Maul's only has 1 crystal?
No, his has 2.
Oh, as well. Okay.
So because he has the 2.
But regardless, if you have 2, you have 2. Right?
Well, he could actually take his apart too. He could be a dual wielding one as well.
Is there such a thing as like a light dagger, like solar blade?
Yeah, so they're called vibroblades. They're not as powerful as lightsabers, but they're like, they can basically cut and like defend lightsabers and stuff like that, but they're not as strong. And then Ahsoka had one, the chick that has the white ones, originally in the Clone Wars. So you know how like when people fight with swords, like back in like the olden days when like swords were like a more of a thing. You know how some people would have like a parrying sword, like that they could parry with, but it was like a blade. So that's what she had. So she had a smaller one and a longer one.
Small blade to parry, and then the other one for reach, right?
Yeah. So like you could do something like that, because lightsabers you can change the length of them. Like that's not something that's said.
Do that, but they don't really do that in the show.
But you can change the length. There's like an adjuster on it. That's like.
So you could have like a tiny blade on your sword if you wanted to just have a tiny blade.
For sure, yeah, definitely.
That's interesting.
Definitely. Okay, so you said Mace Windu and you said Count Dooku. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's the first time somebody said those two, so that's cool. I think
Either of them, really?
No,
no
I think
one said Mace Windu. I feel like someone would have said.
no.
Mace
I think
Windu.
actually somebody did say Count Dooku. My friend Frank said Count Dooku.
Oh, really? Someone said Count Dooku. That's
Yeah, yeah.
surprising. I feel like no one would say Count Dooku.
Yeah, because he likes the curved blade.
Ah,
So that's why he
yeah,
wanted
that's
he
pretty
wanted
cool. Yeah.
he wanted the curved blade like Count Dooku too. So
Okay.
so if you had
Yeah, I like Count Dooku's like
Fighting style.
style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that it's like, and I like that it's based off of
fencing,
fencing and
Yeah.
stuff.
It's very elegant.
Yeah, it's really elegant and like it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you I won't do 5 because I won't put you on the spot that bad. If you had to pick 3 characters that would be they don't have to be like from least to greatest or whatever, just 3 characters that are your favorite, who would they be? I know that's a tough one. It's tough because there's so many. There's so many
supposed
great.
to be like a quick answer, and I'm like,
No, it like I said, take all the time you
there's
need.
a lot of guys, man.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, you
The thing
can
is,
have
I
5.
have to say R2D2. No, what the 5 is. No.
It's like way too much. No.
If you want to do a top 30 list of your favorite characters,
Bullet point essay.
give me a 20-page rundown. What's a rundown?
Give me a rundown.
Give me a rundown of your characters.
Oh man, I'm gonna clip so many things and like throw so many office things.
All right, so R2D2, which is a classic.
Oh, for sure.
But like,
Yeah.
I watched the first movie, and as a kid, I remember I was like R2D2.
How do you not love R2? I mean, he's just classic, man. He's
amazing.
I got him up there.
And he has like personality. Come on,
Yeah.
dude. Like, R2 is a winner. I'm trying to think also of the game, because okay, yeah, it's pretty. Instantly, I think of the game. I'm like, oh, this is easy, of course. But General Grievous, dude. General Grievous
dude.
is a
Grievous is
badass, dude.
Yeah.
Especially because he can kill, dude. And I remember having a conversation with a friend one time, and he was like, he was like, do you know why General Grievous has 4 swords? And I was like, I don't fucking know. He was like, because he sucks. He was like, ha ha ha. And I was like, oh, okay, you know. And then someone told me, he was like, dude, General Grievous can kill Jedis without the Force. And I was like,
Yeah.
It's like at all. I was like, this dude's a badass. Like, are you kidding me? That's crazy.
No, dude, he actually has a pretty like hardcore backstory.
Yeah,
Dude,
right.
like, is
he a full robot? Or is he like half and half?
So he's a cyborg, essentially. Like he's mostly machine, but he has like his lungs, his like he has like some fluid sac and a heart and stuff like that, and then he has like his brain and his like eyeballs. But so Count Dooku hired him because he was like, hey, I want you to be like basically the leader of the droid army.
Right.
Sabotaged the plane he was on, like the ship he was on, nearly killing him, put him back together with cyborg parts, and said the Jedi were responsible for blowing up his thing. And that's why that's why he's the Jedi hunter, dude. That's why he has all those lightsabers and collects them. Because
wait, does he ever learn in time that it was because
No.
Obi-Wan kills him?
Oh, dude, he's a pawn. Yeah, no, he's a pawn. The Emperor just like used him. Yep. And then he dies. Yeah.
Dude, Grievous is honestly. Grievous.
Oh, he's great. Dude. Have you seen him in the 2003?
Scenes are always like, no.
Oh, dude, the one, it's done in the art style of Samurai Jack. Dude, he is a beast in that one. Like, you think he's hardcore in the movies? Like, he's like 10 times more hardcore.
He's cool in the movies though.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Sure. At least in like episode 3, because that's the only one is he in 2 and 1? No.
No, so he was at the Battle of Geonosis, but like he was like under the catacombs, like fighting and stuff like that. But that's not in the movies. That's like in a book, so it's not. But yeah, so yeah, Grievous is a good pick, man.
Yeah, man, and he just looks badass. Man.
Oh,
he looks badass
with the 4 lines when he like sticks like the
Dude, and when he does the reveal, you're like, oh.
He's like, I've been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku, and then he's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty epic.
Okay, so that's your second one. So what's your last pick?
Last one, man. All right, last one.
Also, fighting him in episode 3, like the video game, is a pain in the. I played it on PlayStation. He is so hard to beat.
Yeah, he is. He is one of the hardest bosses.
Yes.
Actually, the boss fights were really good, dude.
Yeah, they're great. We'll get to those. We're getting closer.
Talk about them.
Yeah.
We're halfway done because we're gonna talk about the games and then we're not gonna stop.
I'm timing it right now. We're about like 57 minutes in, so it'll be a good hour podcast.
It'll be good.
Yeah. So last one.
Last character. I mean, it's hard, but like it's gonna be a really easy pick again, but I'll have to say Yoda. Yoda's just
Dude, he's classic, man.
so he's classic. He's easy. He's a badass. He's epic in literally every movie. He teaches Luke. It's like easy pick.
Do or do not. There is no try.
And like to me, he just was Star Wars. Like you know what I mean? Like especially when you meet him at the beginning.
Well, if you think about it, he's been around because he was alive before like Phantom Menace and stuff like that too. Like they're doing the High Republic books, which is like I think like 200 or 300 years before like the events of Episode 1, and he's around then.
That's crazy. Yeah, he's everywhere. I mean,
he's like 900 years old by the time Return of the Jedi comes out.
Yoda's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
He's clutch. So.
Okay. Do you have?
And he's overly OP.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's scary.
He's disgusting. He's like his size, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, he can like hop around like he does in like Episode 2. Yeah.
It's so funny.
So do you have a favorite like musical score?
No, I don't know the names. I don't know the names enough of them. I just really like. I don't know I know there's some that play in a loop in the theme of Battlefront 2, and those are the ones I know the most. And so any of those, which there's like the I don't know the names. I don't know whatever there's like Darth Vader song, like the Empire.
Right? Imperial March. Yeah.
Right, that one like is of course one of them just because that one plays in the game. But there's other ones that play that I really like as well. I just don't know. We can pick them out, just slap the names or something.
No worries.
Yeah, I forgot, but yeah, anything from that game.
So I'm gonna ask you. Sometimes I skip over this question because some people they're not into the Clone Wars or they don't know a lot about clones. But you've played the games, so I think you can even refer to like the games. Do you have like a favorite type of clone, like their armor set?
Oh right. So man, yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know like the color ones. Like okay, I remember.
Well, you can just explain it, and I can say which one.
So there's one that is the classic yellow one that the one that he has it. He's the general that it's like the right man hand of Obi-Wan, right? Like,
Commander Cody.
Yeah.
So they're
the yellow armor.
They're the 212th Battalion.
Yeah. It's like classic. I like it. I like that it's just a simple like. And does he have the helmet that's a little pointy? It's kind of like the dudes from Geonosis. You know how they have like the yellow, like the pointy.
So that's called Phase 1 armor, and then the ones you see in like Episode 3, that's Phase 2.
Okay, so I like the Phase 1 armors.
Yeah, with the fin.
Yeah,
with the fin.
The yellow ones that are like, I mean all of them, but like I like the yellow ones a lot.
Okay, so so that one, man, I'm blanking. I want to say he's a sergeant.
He's the engineer for Geonosis.
Yeah. But I think like in like Star Wars, like the lore, I think they were like the sergeants or something. Like they were like the higher up ones. Like they all had like the different, like green was one, red was one. Like they all have different.
Yeah, there was red, there was blue.
But so you like the yellow one? Okay.
I mean, I prefer the yellow one, but I like all of them. I like just the line, just the simple line on the stormtrooper, or not stormtrooper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool because I feel like that's kind of unique because I feel like a lot of people like the Phase 2, which was like Revenge of the Sith and stuff like that. A lot of people like harken back to the Phase
more, I guess, original.
Yeah,
I guess it's a more classic look, right?
Yeah, well, I think it's just like it's like more like design, like there's like more colors and stuff like that. There's more to it, but that's cool because like I think I still like Phase 2 better, but there's something about Phase 1 with like the fin. It's like, when you see like a really like classic cars like from back in like the 50s and they have like the fins and you're just like, man, I don't know what it is, but there's something about that fin.
Nice.
Yeah,
it looks kind of nice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really like that.
So I feel you on that. I really like the
what's the guys that? Oh wait, no, that's for the stormtrooper side, because that's the. No, maybe not. The dudes, the snipers, right? Or the guys that use the pods, the like super, like the motorcycles, the hovering.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the Empire, but those are scout troopers. But you can throw those in there too. Like
those are cool too. Yeah, those are cool too. But that's a different armor set. But
yeah. Those are I like because I never knew that. So that helmet, the faceplate lifts up.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was just like it comes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so like when you're looking at the faceplate, like it cuts here and it lifts up,
That makes
And
sense.
I was
That's
like,
cool.
dude, it blew my, because it happens in the TV show Rebels, like you see it in Rebels, and I was like, what the heck? I was like, I didn't know that the helmets lift, because like all the rest of the helmets just come off like this. You just put them on and they're done.
Yeah, right.
But that one's unique, so.
That's pretty cool, yeah. I like that helmet a lot. The helmet design's cool.
Okay, so this one's kind of a two-parter question. If you had to live on a Star Wars planet, what would it be? And then if you had, what is your favorite Star Wars planet? So it's like kind of like a two-parter.
All right, so one to live, and then just my favorite planet, essentially.
Yeah.
All right, so to live, after careful research and a lot of
Battlefront 2s.
a lot of fact checking by playing Battlefront 2, I figured out that it's Utapau. Utapau is where I would want to live because it looks epic. I love the architecture.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And you can fight Grievous.
And I can fight Grievous. Exactly. That's the exact. There we go. That's how we figured it out last time. We figured it out by picking. That was where Grievous's fight was.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, I
and
really
then
like that.
your favorite planet.
Favorite planet. Man,
It's tough. There's a lot of cool ones.
there's a lot of cool ones. Yeah, like Hoth is cool just because it's a snow environment and there's a cool scene in Hoth.
For sure.
And Hoth has like some backstory with kind of like the name of the company that I've created, right? So it's kind of funny.
Right. Yeah. It's got some
I'll
meaning
get
behind
into
it.
that later, but so Hoth is cool. I really, really like Hoth. And then I used to love Mustafar just because as a kid, I really liked Mustafar in the game. It was so different from all the other planets because a lot of the planets in the game look like cities and stuff, just different cities.
Right.
Look like cities, but Mustafar was just like this lava place, and I was like, wait a minute, that's from episode 3. You know what I mean? That's like awesome. Like,
Definitely.
so I always liked Mustafar. Like, it's really cool. So maybe like
Nice.
Mustafar, Hoth, Han Cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. You can have two.
It's a two-part answer
Yeah,
for a three-part.
Now we'll go on to the video game portion of the conversation. So if you had to pick your favorite video game, or maybe your most memorable one, like what would it be? Battlefront 2,
for me-
or would it be
for
the Empire
me,
or Revengeance?
It's tough. I think no, the episode 3 one is the most memorable because it's the first one I played. It's the one that matched the movie, and that's when I was really into Star Wars. That's like the beginning. So for me, that game was most memorable, and it's a great game. I mean, it's 2 separate path lines, so you can play both Anakin's story and Obi-Wan's story. It follows episode 3 really well.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was really cool. When you beat the game, it has a master mode, so like it's challenging, it's a lot of playability. You get to modify like how your powers work, dude.
Yeah,
it's epic.
you get to like bump it up.
If
Yeah.
you force choke or if you if you're gonna be
It's pretty
using your
sweet.
like force pulls and whatever. It's epic. I love how you can customize that. You're actually building your Jedi,
So I doubt that they had this, but I'm gonna ask anyway. So did they have the fighting mode on the? They probably didn't on the Game Boy, where you could like Mortal Kombat fight with like all the characters.
You could if you had 2 versions of the game.
Okay, cool.
You'd have to both have your Game Boy.
Okay, 'cause I was saying
that
that's-
shit connected with a cable, which like it was not fun back then.
I thought that was so cool. You could play as like Grievous versus like Count Dooku, or Count Dooku versus like light side Count Dooku. Because
Oh yeah,
if you
so
pick,
in
like,
in the one I played, you can't. Oh wait, are we talking about Battlefront 2 right now?
No. So I'm talking about
in
the
episode
Revenge of the
3
Sith game.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
The one where they followed 2 storylines. Because for me, you can in the one I had, because I had the Game Boy version, and I know there was a DS version, and I know there was like upgraded and remastered versions of it. The one I had didn't have, only had Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Okay, yeah. So like, in the PlayStation and Xbox version, which was the ones that I played, they had like literally this Mortal Kombat style thing where you could go in and
I
like
don't think I
Street
have
Fighter,
that.
where you could like fight the characters, and it was really cool.
I do think the only thing we could do is we could do the Anakin Obi-Wan fight on the lava area, basically the final fight.
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty sweet though.
So you can do that, which is pretty cool. I
Nice,
think
nice.
they have that, which is, but
Okay.
I didn't get to ever do it because I didn't have a friend that had it.
Right.
But that game is awesome, super nostalgia. And then the other game would be, Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 is like my first shooter,
Mm-hmm.
and Battlefront 2 created Galactic Conquest.
Oh
which
yeah,
is-
Galactic Conquest is
which
great.
is, I think that's one of the best things ever done in gaming, and it's a shame that they didn't redo it because like it's essentially a cool strategy board game on top of dictated by instead of a roll of a dice, it's dictated by playing the video game. You know,
Yeah,
like that's
yeah,
so
yeah,
great.
for
Like
sure.
you have a board game, and it's great because they made it where you have to unlock your classes and you can buy some bonuses and use them. I thought that was really, really cool. And you can just do it from any sides too. So like if you're getting bored of playing CIS or whatever, you just make a new one, do the Republic, you know, start over, whatever.
Definitely.
You know, so Battlefront 2, I loved Galactic Conquest. I want to make a game that has like a Galactic Conquest
Heck yeah.
type mode. You know what I mean?
that'd
like
be great.
It's great. Like it's awesome. So.
You were also big into Lego Star Wars too, right? Like the
Yeah, for sure, man. My
Yeah,
brother.
those-
So my brother had the Lego Star Wars. Like 4, 5, 6, right? I think that was the one. Or maybe
Yeah, so there's like the original, then there's like they did the original, then they did the first
original one
three,
in the Cantina.
and then they did the complete saga, which was all of them.
Right. And so he had one with the first 3, I think, or something like that, or the 3 next or something.
Yeah.
And he would play it a lot. He would get stuck, and then I would play it a lot, and we'd play together, and we'd kill each other a lot.
Yeah.
Not be able to play a lot, and so eventually I got the game for myself, beat the game. But yeah, Lego Star Wars is great. I did get stuck sometimes. Honestly, you'll get lost in Lego Star Wars, and not
Yeah.
it happens.
It's
but-
also tough. Like they hide the stuff really well because you got to find all
they have a
those
lot of
bricks and like the
secrets.
kits.
Yeah,
like,
man, they have a lot of things. And
I'm excited
I
for the
do
new one though.
I do like that you can go back to the areas.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you can use like anyone, and then you can
Yeah, different
you have these
characters.
secret areas that you like encountered on your first playthrough, but you didn't have a character to go there, so you know you're gonna want to go back. Like, it was pretty smart. Like,
That's why I'm
and the
excited for the new
cantina's
one,
awesome.
man. The canteen is great. Yeah.
dude, like by far, in any video game today, and the only game that I think matches it today is probably Deep Rock right now that I can come up with it is their hub is amazing.
Oh yeah.
It's the freaking cantina, dude. It's
Yeah.
the cantina
Dun, dun, dun,
where you,
dun, dun, dun,
yeah,
dun.
like the music is great, and there's all the characters you can swap to all the characters, which
You
is
can
so
start
smart,
fights
you know?
and everybody like
You can
start
fight
dogpiling.
them, like it's so fucking funny. Like you can start dogfights, you can go outside, build the ships. Like I love the hub, man. Like,
Oh, yeah,
you
it's
can
great.
literally just have fun for an hour in the cantina if you really wanted to. Like it's great. It's super smart.
Yeah.
So, love that.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited for the new one, man. Because like, dude, they said that there's gonna be like 500 plus characters.
Yeah, and I think
like
it's
that.
multiplayer online, so we'll be able to play that one. So
Oh,
that-
you know
I'm
we're gonna be
pretty
streaming it on
stoked.
Twitch.
Yeah,
You know we're gonna be streaming.
I'm pretty stoked for that too. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, Lego Star Wars is a great franchise. I mean, listen, hands down, Lego games are great games. Like in general, like almost all Lego games are good games. I'm pretty sure the Harry Potter games are really good. The
Batman ones I've heard are really good too.
Batmans are good. The Indiana Jones are like amazing. I
Yeah,
heard.
yeah.
But I think the Star Wars is like top tier Lego.
Oh, for sure.
It's like it's literally they're the best Lego games.
I'm kind of biased. I got the Lego lightsaber over there. I got the
Yeah, well,
Stormtrooper
yeah.
blaster.
Yeah,
like-
but no, I don't know, man. I just think the Lego Star Wars are just the best Lego games. They're great. Like they're
Yeah.
so good. Do you think they'll ever do a Lego Star Wars movie? Because they did with Batman.
So they do, but they're like holiday specials. So like they
I
did.
have seen they're shorts.
So they did like they just did one like last Christmas, which was like like a
Stars?
yeah. So it was like a Lego Star Wars, and then they're doing this Halloween they're doing like a spooktacular Star Wars one, but they're not like the same as the Batman. They're like just like they're kind of like seasonal stuff. They don't do like just like Lego movies.
Yeah.
you know?
Because Lego movies are more like funny and shit. It'd be
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
to see a Star Wars themed one.
I think
Not
so too.
necessary.
Yeah. Well, I have like really just one more question for you. Unless you had any other games that you wanted to talk about.
No, well, I mean, I know that you liked the MMO version, the Old Republic one, no?
Yeah. So my favorite one is actually The Force Unleashed, and that one's for like the Xbox and Xbox 360 and like PlayStation 3 and stuff like that. Because that's like you can customize your Force powers. You can have like
Nice.
there was like a DLC where you could place like C-3PO and like cut people up as
that's
C-3PO.
cool.
You know.
What the fuck? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and then you could change your lightsaber colors too. Like you could have
Nice,
whatever color
nice.
you want.
I like that about Lego Star Wars as well, man.
Yeah.
You can have your freaking Lego Star Wars.
So I was a big, but yeah, I do like the MMO. It was cool because it's basically like a copy of World of Warcraft, but just for Star Wars. But you know, it was cool to do the stories and stuff
Yeah,
like
sometimes
that.
that's what you want. No,
Yeah.
like I like that. Star Wars has some great games, man. Like this, even Super Nintendo already had like some great Star
Dude,
Wars
those games
like,
are so hard. I have them like sitting on my
super
shelf. over there.
hard. Yeah,
I'm
for
like,
sure, dude.
I play through like the first level and I can't even get through it on any of them.
They're
Like,
tough games.
yeah.
Man. Star Wars is has always made great games. Actually,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's something that's pretty impressive because like not many franchises do this.
Well, that's why I'm excited for because they just announced like Lucasfilm games. So I'm kind of hoping that they're gonna take the license away from EA and kind of just start making stuff like in-house.
That would be nice, dude.
You know,
EA is just shitting all over it, man. Battlefront 2, the new one,
it's
right?
garbage,
Not the one I keep referencing all video.
We can't even play it. It just freezes my computer, and it freezes Wes's
I don't
computers
like
too.
that one like at all, and I think that it's a shame because they made something cool and then they kind of like limited themselves. They didn't bring back Conquest, which was like a big like what?
Yeah.
You're gonna remake one of the most famous games, and you're not gonna bring back one of the like favorite modes.
Well, I mean, dude, they don't even have all the heroes that the original one
No, they don't
had.
have all the heroes, and I think they put slightly too much importance on the heroes. They didn't like think of making, they made a bunch of modes, which are modes that you would expect to see in the game, and they didn't think of making like a mode.
They also, I think, spent too much time on the environment. I think they wanted to make a really pretty environment and like basically make it like a simulator. And I think they could have taken
really
a little less time.
Great.
Oh yeah, I know
it's great. Like the game is beautiful, but like it's not enough. And if we only managed to play like 2 hours or something, and then we always have issues, and we just uninstalled it. Because literally it was taking the most space on my computer. It was like 80 gigs.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude,
it's
80
ridiculous.
gigabytes for a game I can barely play is ass when I have the older version of the same game that's 400 megabytes, and I'll like play all the time, and I can still play with friends. You know what I mean?
I don't really blame because DICE is the one that made it. I don't blame them. I blame EA because I think EA was putting a lot of heat on them. You know?
They totally did.
But yeah,
I'm trying to make like a tool so that we can make like Conquest available.
Yeah, dude, I'm super excited.
The old version.
Yeah, I'm super excited because I think that'd be fun to stream too. If like we could figure out how to stream Battlefront.
Then, if we can make the game work and stream, exactly. Like it'll just be like a fun thing because like that makes each game a little more important. Like basically, we're just playing a board game. Like it's
I think it'll be a good streaming thing. Like maybe we can do something crazy like that. But yeah, so my last question essentially would be like, what if you were in charge of Star Wars right now, and you could pick one project to be put into development, whether it be video games, whether it be movies, comic books, whatever. What would you pick for like pick your median and then pick like what it would be about? Like what would you want to see?
Most likely, it'd be a video game. I think I'd want to do a video game.
Yeah, same.
But I would not want to do a story-based video game. One, because there's a lot of Star Wars-based video games, which is, most of them are great. So, yeah. But that's not my forte. My forte is mechanics and stuff. And I like to have, I like skill casts and having like really fun, entertaining games. So I feel like what would be cool is to have the Super Smash Brothers of Star Wars, right? But like a proper Super Smash Brothers, not just like, not just freaking, what's it called? Street Fighter, not just Street Fighter, right? Not just like the Street Fighter of Star Wars. Like I more like the Smash version of Star Wars, where like it's a little floatier and the attacks, like the maps are a little bigger, a little wider. I think that'd be cool. But like with Star Wars, and then it's like force things and like a lot of movement, like oriented stuff. Like fighting game of Star Wars, and then you can have so many Star Wars.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be sick. Yeah.
Like that would be awesome to make, and a fighting game would be fun to make because I haven't ever done that, and I think that'd be pretty fun to get into.
Yeah.
So like yeah.
Did I ever tell you about that wacky Star Wars idea I had of making a Star Wars football game?
No, that sounds awesome.
I had.
It's like Mario Party. It's like the Mario like soccer game.
Exactly. No, that's what I got it from because I loved Mario Strikers as like a kid.
Yeah.
And I got it from. I was like, what? Like you could have like different like power boosts and stuff like that for like everybody could have like different abilities. Like because like Jar Jar, you could play as like Jar Jar, and what he does is he hops really high, so you could just have him like hop really high. I always thought that would be like a little funny.
That'd be cool, and you could have like dude, that would be pretty funny. I think like a Mario themed like sport, but with Star Wars as the theme instead of Mario is pretty funny. Like it'd be pretty funny to see.
Heck yeah!
And it'd be cool because you have like the Force and you have the non-Force users, but they'll have like interesting different utility kind of maneuver.
Definitely.
Not unmuted.
All right. Well, I guess that's all the questions I had for you. Do you want to plug anything for the listeners? Do you have anything you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I want to shout out Noth. Noth is the company that I started making with a friend of mine called Alex. We're working on making video games. We have one released right now called The Mutineer, and we're working on another title right now that's going to be upcoming called Tagline. And And so I just, so we have like an Instagram and where we have a website, we can just include those or something.
Yeah, I'll throw all those down below so you guys can find
for sure.
them.
There you go.
Ease of access.
Yep. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate having you on, man. It's been fun. We're sitting at about like an hour and like 30 right now, so it's been a good
I feel
talk.
like we doubled the time from last time.
Oh yeah,
somehow.
no, last time was like 45 minutes. We did
45 minutes.
yeah.
We were just like we gotta play Risk of Rain, man.
Yeah, we were playing too many video games. But,
gotta go. We got.
But yeah, if you guys have made it this far in this video, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, likewise, dude. Leave a like and subscribe for my boy Oscar because he did an awesome job. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. And as always, may the force be with you.